Greetings, welcome to the video. Hey, what happened to my roof? So this is the fourth video in this series of this house being rebuilt. This one will include a lumber delivery, more demolition, trusses will be delivered, and also the remainder of the roof will be removed in preparation for the new trusses being installed. The previous video showed the foundation in the garage being raised up for code reasons, so it was all ready for the new garage wall framing. And this is showing subfloor removal. A bit of the floor needed removed due to age, some damage due to exposure, as well as damage from when the fire was put out, the amount of water that the fire department had to put on. Alright, quick video on a chilly, cloudy Sunday. So they're doing pretty well. I think the last video had these walls up. They've taken the bulk of the chimney down, so that's coming along well. When the trusses arrive, they'll be able to remove the rest of the roof and then just put everything back together as it's supposed to. So door to the backyard will be here. This is the laundry utility room. They did take up the floor. I think that little line is roughly where this will be extended out to, and I've probably mentioned this one a few times, but this will come out a little bit as well, just to increase the area for the laundry room slash mud room. They did take this floor up. It looks like some of these joists would be better to replace them as it's all up, so I'd rather do it since it's torn up. That's not. This is where the dryer was. That's just lint and stuff being dumped over there for the last 30 years from the dryer vent. So thankfully no actual goo growing on there. But we'll replace that up. And I think I had this before too. Moving around. Supervisors here. So all this floors obviously has come up. It really wasn't that damaged, but it's certainly a scenario of while you're at it, might as well pull everything up to replace it. It'll be less expensive just to pull it up and replace it rather than having somebody get in the crawl space scrumming it to get any growth off of it. And this is obviously the kitchen window. And then they just took this wall out just for convenience rather than just trying to remove the subfloor from under the stud wall. So shower, obviously that floor pan will come up. They're the sort of the shower pan where a repair had been done multiple years ago. And the same, I think the folks that were living here like to, I don't know, drip dry coming out of the shower because there's no water damage or anything underneath where the toilet is, but there was a bunch underneath this subfloor here. So it just seemed like they let the bathroom be a continuously wet environment. So anyway, again, while we're at it, let's go ahead and pull it up. So, plumbing lines there, they'll get shifted to accommodate a shower, like a wider, where's my hand? There it is. So a wider shower rather than just a stall shower, because right about here is where there was a closet. So anyway, coming along. It's a big mess, but hopefully we're getting one step closer to buttoning up. And back in the backyard with Marisa and Mr. D Rock, and the deck back there with no decking on it. So that'll obviously get the new top one there too. Anyway, that's about it. Alright, got a beautiful spring Saturday, tail end of March, during COVID corona pandemic. Anyway, coming along. Same old stuff as before. The walls are still up. Looks like they went around with the house wrap. Got things braced just in case the wind gets ugly. Not sure. I guess I need another little strip there and straighten that up. Come inside, like see the curtain here. So you can see they've been replacing a lot of the subfloor, which was needed. So these pieces here, they'll go back up once we are weather tight, which we are still not. Hopefully the weather will be friendly for the next week or so. We'll see. Trusses, new trusses are coming in on Monday. Today is Saturday. So Monday is also the planned day for the demolition of all this charred, this existing truss system. So, and we'll reevaluate as they come up if there's any other lumber 2x4 that needs to be coming up with that, just to remove it versus putting it all back together and trying to save $5 on a 2x4 here and there is a little silly. But anyway, so again, and this was under the kitchen. I think I mentioned this in another video. It was just typical water damage from a 30-year-old kitchen, or 35-year-old, whatever it's going to be, 86 or so. Was when the house was built. So gotta do it while you're here. Everything's a mess. Go ahead and chop up what's bad and replace it with new. And this wall had come down just so they could get the subfloor underneath, because this leads into their master bathroom and the master shower. They cut a hole there where the old drain was, but I'll have to plug that because the new drain will probably be in the center, as this will be more of a larger stall shower. So anyway, coming along, happy to see some progress. This stack pipe will probably need removed and replaced, but the placement will be the same. I think I also mentioned it was very odd that the water damage was not by the toilet. There's nothing there, like that thing's been watertight the entire time, but this had not. So I don't know, I think just previous tenants were just a little, I don't know, sloppy in their showering habits, I suppose. Maybe a little judgmental of me, but if they got water damage that soaked through the floor, that's the evidence. Anyway, the wind is letting me out. So I'll peek out here. I've gone through a few dumpsters already. They'll go through another one or two at least. But that's it. Temporary power pole is there, so they're going to run electricity so the generators can not be as loud and they can just plug in for what they need. So anyway, again, beautiful spring day. Looks like we've got a dogwood back there blooming in it with the red bud. That's it. Hopefully the next one will be some work happening. Scalp this burned roof off. Put the new fresh one back on. I'll see you then. Safe to say this is quite a bit of work, taking apart a roof truss system. So thankfully everyone involved stayed safe, took proper precautions, and there were no injuries in this part of the process, as well as there were no injuries in the entire house rebuild. Alright, well, I just recorded a video with my phone. Since I have the GoPro here, I'll see if this gives us a little bit better clarity and maybe a little bit better audio as me narrating this fun project. Anyway, it looks like I got a new dumpster. Always exciting to see a dumpster. It's empty for a change. Shingles have been delivered. Trusses have been delivered. I think I showed some pictures of those. And under here, got some roof sheathing. And it's actually the roof. It's actually the roof sheathing that has the radiant barrier on the bottom of it. So it's basically a layer of aluminum foil that is supposed to block a significant amount of the sun's radiant heat and keep the attic a bit cooler. So be able to score some green points with, well, a future renter or the energy company, whoever that may be. But as you can see, the roof is off. They finished that, I guess, probably yesterday. They're just pecking away at it. It doesn't just come off too easy. They got to chop it up while they're removing it. So the sheathing, the shingles, and then the roof system itself, the trusses themselves. Again, thankfully all the brick is in good shape. I'm still seriously considering painting it white as just a standard refresh, and also, quite honestly, from the standpoint of being eco-friendly. Not necessarily paint is eco-friendly, but as north is behind me and the south side is on the other side of the house, that south side gets so much sun. And when I was living here, being on the back deck, it was just so hot because the brick would heat up, so it would just radiate off that heat, especially clearly in the summer months. But anyway, and again, no doubt this house will have the reputation in the neighborhood of, oh, that's the burned house. That's the house that burned down. So a larger cosmetic change like painting all of this white would certainly help. So we've got a nice sunny day. It's April 2nd. So hopefully these folks will have good working weather for the next several days. I think the plan is get a little bit more work done tomorrow, which is Friday, and then they're going to have a crane in on Saturday to start placing the trusses. I don't know which direction they're going to go. If they're going to start this end and go that direction, or this direction go this one, I guess it's kind of inconsequential. But thankfully, you can see, I'll give a quick walk through the house as well, but thankfully you can see all the studs that are remaining. The stud walls are still in good shape. They're still going to get a coat of Kills paint, not a couple coats, just to make sure there is no odor or anything. But thankfully they're not structurally compromised at all. Again, I probably repeat myself as I'm going through with these videos, but just want to make sure I go through everything. So we've got a temporary power pole here. This is obviously the old meter, and it's going to go back right about this spot. I don't know if you can see where that door is, but that door is the new door area, so the meter will probably go smack in the center of that, just for convenience sake. So that pile of stuff still needs hauled off. So the house certainly has a different view with no lid. This garage will need a little repair work on the floor, and then a coat of epoxy paint or something to keep it durable. This is where the laundry room was, so this plumbing will have to be replaced. They're actually going to replace some of these joists. And again, as you see, this is all exposed. The joists and the lumber are still in good condition. This top plate here along the way will get replaced, but you can see everything is, I mean, with the plywood that was here, it kept everything dry. I mean, even underneath it's still dry. You can see where some of the subfloor has been replaced, and I don't think they're going to need to replace any more, and this should be plenty solid. It's the same size, so we got a pretty good level area here for the floors that are going to go on top. Looks like they got a little ambitious with the saw here, chopping that piece out. But a new piece will obviously go in. This back door here will get some sliding glass doors with the blinds in between. The fireplace looks a little odd. Looks like an outdoor fireplace. I guess it kind of is right now. Certainly not an interior fireplace. We've got some extra subfloor here, and that will go upstairs to the area that is nothing right now. But again, you can see all these stud walls. I mean, being exposed like this will really let them dry out a little bit more just from the rain that we had. It is springtime in North Carolina. But again, everything's looking good. Glad all this framing was not damaged. And like I said, I'll get a coat or two of Kills paint just to cover up or seal in any potential odors, which it's safe to say I don't smell anything right now since I'm basically outside. And this is just wet from probably rain from yesterday or morning dew. This will actually wind up getting removed because with the taller attic area, a taller, taller pitch roof, the air handler will go up there. So this is just the old air return. So that'll get chopped out, just some flooring put there. So you just get a smidge more closet space. So if all goes to plan, the plumbing work should start probably the tail end of next week, which is just going to be replacing the copper. You can see the copper's been cut there, and the toilet spot right there. It'll just get replaced with the PEX piping. I think all the drain lines should be fine as they are. I mean, obviously need to be put back in properly. I mean, cut out and repaired, but not a total replacement. So, and obviously the copper for the supply for the tub there, and then there will be the shower behind it, and the supply here for the kitchen sink. We'll just do the same thing. I got over here, so this line here, you can see my foot, is 11 feet out from that wall, and there'll be a knee wall. So basically at 34.5 inches tall, so basically countertop height to right there. So that'll make the kitchen 11 by, I believe this measurement to here is 11. So standard 11 by 11 kitchen. And then over here will be the dining area. So not a giant dining room, but it's quite honestly not a giant house, so but appropriately sized for that. And for what it's worth, most folks are going to congregate in the kitchen versus the dining room, and most people are eating food in front of the TV, and we got a large enough living room for that. So anyway, so that's about it. Glad we're seeing some good progress. And again, they're expecting to put on the trusses Saturday, which is 2 days out from now. So hopefully they'll keep having some of this Carolina blue sky to work under. Not a bad time to be working outside. Back here to the front. And that's it. Hopefully the next one we'll see some new roof.